Who is Ukraine's neo-Nazi? As Ukraine continues to combat Russia and its proxies, Kiev must also deal with a growing problem behind the front lines: far-right vigilantes prepared to use intimidation and even violence to achieve their aims, often with the implicit approval of law enforcement. On January 28, 600 members of the so-called National Militia, a newly formed ultranationalist group pledging to use force to establish order, demonstrated in Kiev. Many national militia troops are from the Azov movement, one of the 30-odd privately funded volunteer battalions that help the regular army maintain Ukrainian territory against Russia's separatist proxies in the early days of the war. While private militias no longer rule the battlefield, Kiev must now concentrate on the home front. When Russian President Vladimir Putin took Crimea 4 years ago, right-wing militias such as Azov and Right Sector went in to fight Russian-backed separatists, while Ukraine's regular forces recovered. In recent months, Ukraine has experienced an increase in unbridled vigilantism. Azov and other militias have targeted anti-fascist marches, local council meetings, media outlets, art exhibitions, international students, and Roma. Amnesty International released an uncharacteristically strong statement this month in reaction to deadly attacks on International Women's Day marches in numerous Ukrainian towns, saying that the Ukrainian state's monopoly on violence is rapidly eroding. Ukraine isn't the only country coping with a rise in the far right. To be clear, the Kremlin's claims that Ukraine is a hive of fascists are false. Far-right groups performed poorly in Ukraine's past parliamentary elections, and the national militias rally in Kiev scared Ukrainians. In a perfect world, President Petro Poroshenko would purge the police and the Interior Ministry of far-right backers like Interior Minister Arsen Avakov, who has close ties to Azov leader Andriy Beletsky, and Sergei Korotkik, a former Azov soldier who is now a high-ranking police official. Despite his vulnerable position, Poroshenko has a number of options for dealing with the far-right threat. Despite the fact that Avakov is in control of Ukraine's police and National Guard, Poroshenko retains oversight over the country's security and intelligence services, the SBU, and has the authority to order the SBU to end its relationships with C-14 and other extremist organizations. Western diplomats and human rights groups must urge Ukraine's administration to uphold the rule of law and stop allowing the extreme right to operate freely. Subscribe and support Hind News.